Hey guys, it's Winston Da Silva here. We're going to be going over how I lost 70 pounds in just 1 year. Here are the 3 important pillars that are important for fat loss and for total recreation of your whole body, right? So for the first part is understand your why. Why do you want to lose weight and why is it important to you? Why is this so important? It's because if you don't know why a goal is so important for you, you're not going to stay on it, right? So let's say initially your goal is to lose 70 pounds. Let's say you're overweight, you want to get shredded for the next coming summer, and your goal is to look good at the beach, right? But sometimes that goal is not enough to hold on to, right? So you need to dig deep inside your mind and think about why is health important to you? Why is feeling good, feeling confident, and finally loving yourself important to you, right? So for me personally, what was it? I had a lack of self-confidence. I had a lot of bad negative thoughts in my head, and loving myself through fitness and getting in shape was the way to do that, right? So that's why I understood my why. My why was to actually have self-confidence and to stop feeling all these negative thoughts and having these negative mind frames, right? Kill the old me and become a new person, right? Total recreation, right? So the second thing is gonna be diet, right? The most important part besides your why is gonna be your diet, right? So for me personally, the first step you're gonna do is find your maintenance calories, right? What does that mean? It's the amount of calories you eat in a day where you don't lose weight or gain weight, right? There's many ways to do that. I'm gonna put a link in the description of where you can go to figure that out. Or you can also find the equation online where you can find that out too, right? It has to do with your height, weight, age, all of that. Once you find your maintenance calories, you're only gonna subtract 300 to 500 calories, and that's what you're gonna eat every single day, right? So the most important part is sticking to your calorie deficit, and that's the only way you're gonna lose weight, right? And then the second part is to eat at least a gram of protein per pound of body weight, right? So when I was losing weight, I was 235 pounds. So I was eating at least 235 pounds of grams of protein every single day. What does this do? This ensures that I'm not losing that much muscle, I'm keeping as much on me, and my strength in the gym is staying as much as possible, right? You don't want your strength to go down, you don't want muscle loss, you want to be shredded and have a V-taper and look jacked for the summer, right? And the second part I wrote here is no unnecessary restrictions, right? So if you're starving yourself, if you're taking away all your favorite foods, it's gonna be very hard to lose weight, right? So what I did to prevent binge eating, I actually scheduled cheat meals, right? So let's say you're somebody with a big appetite. What you're gonna do is, okay, let's say your calories for the day is 2,500 calories, right? So out of those 2,500 calories, maybe your favorite food is pizza, Oreos, whatever it may be. Have enough of that can fit inside your calories and eat that, even if you don't feel like it. What does that do? It allows you to feel like you're in a state of abundance, right? You're not being restricted too much. Instead of just completely starving yourself and not eating your favorite foods, it's gonna make you do it, right? If you tell someone not to do something, they're gonna do it, right? Another part, bonus, drink a gallon of water every single day. Why is this important? One, it leads to less hunger, right? Because you have so much water in your body, and on top of that, it increases muscle performance as well, right? So most of your muscle actually is water, right? And when you have water plus electrolytes, it allows your body to be at the max capability it could possibly be, right? So you're gonna be pushing the most weight, you're gonna have the most energy, and on top of that, like I said before, you're not gonna be as hungry as you was, right? Number 3 is gonna be workout and cardio, right? So I wrote here goals question mark. Why is that? Because you don't have to follow what everyone else does. You don't need to be at the gym 6 days per week. You don't need to be doing hours of cardio. It really just depends on what your goals are, right? So there's a lot of people out there who don't want to get jacked. They don't want to get super jacked up like a bodybuilder. They just want to get lean and shredded, right? For those people, all that matters is the diet. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna get there. But for those who want to lean out and be jacked, we're gonna start working out, right? So what I suggest for most people is going to be 2 sessions per week just to start out that are full body sessions, right? So hitting every single muscle group once or twice per week is a great start. You don't need to do 6 days per week. You don't need to do 4 days. What you do need to do is start small, see how your body responds, see if you're growing or not. If you're seeing progress, stick with what you're doing. And then after you don't see progress, maybe adjust it a little bit. And also depending on your schedule, if you have a little bit more time, then you can go into 4-day splits, 3-day splits, 6-day splits, 5-day splits, whatever it may be, right? So, and also on top of that, the second part is going to be cardio. There's a common misconception that you need to do cardio to lose weight. No, that's not true. The most important thing for losing weight, like I said before, a calorie deficit. But what we could do, we can use cardio as a tool, right? How do we use it as a tool? Example, in my personal experience, when I was cutting, I was eating about 2,500 calories in the beginning, right? And what I would do is I would do sessions where I burned 300 to 500 calories per day, and that allowed me to eat another meal, right? Because I was somebody who had a big appetite, so me doing the extra cardio allowed me to eat another meal. It wasn't necessary, but I used it as a tool. So that's everything you need for total recreation and to be jacked and lean. Let's go.